This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live after another win. As we always do, lately at least, as we always do, we do always come on live after every single Angels game right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. I'm not getting into my intro. I'm getting into this darn game. Angels win 2-1. Walk-off hit. Nolan Schanuel. Unbelievable performance. Jose Soriano. Unbelievable performance. We've got guys like Travis d'Arnaud and Zach Neto and Reid Detmers that in any other situation would be players of the game, the story of the game, the top of the headlines, the top of the newspaper if we were in the 90s or the 80s, the top of your phones, the notifications from MLB.com and the app and everything. It would be one of those guys. Unbelievable. And like, who is it here? Rightfully said, yeah, Fudd Alex says, a boring game. Let's be honest. A pretty uneventful game becomes an absolutely epic finish and one of the best wins of the season. One of the best wins of the season. Angels 2, Athletics 1, in 10 innings, extra innings, walk-off hit from Nolan Schanuel, after we get a gem from Soriano, after we get everything from those other key players that we will talk about. Huge win. You win the series. You're now one game away, one win tomorrow away from a sweep of the A's, going into a day off on Thursday, and then a huge road trip where we will talk about that road trip. We're not going to talk about it until tomorrow because I really, really, really want the sweep. And I called the sweep, and I feel like we can get the sweep. And if/when we get the sweep, we will talk about the road trip and what we need to do to call it a successful trip, as we're now 32-34, 2 games away from 500, and right in the race, all the races in the standings that we're not talking about yet. But let's not waste any more time. Oh, by the way, I'm a former credentialed journalist, yada, yada, yada. Year 4, or spent 4 years there. Year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Our team is the Angels, yada, yada, yada. You know the intro. But let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. And man, there's a lot of different ways I could go with this one. But screw it. It's worth every segment tonight. Let's get it started.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Boy, oh boy, it feels cruel that a starting pitcher can go into the 6th inning throwing a no-hitter, throw 7 innings with 12 strikeouts, give up just 2 hits, and he's not the player of the game. He is an honorable mention, and we'll get to him very, very shortly. But when you're the best hitter in the ballgame, when you have almost as many hits yourself as the entire team you're playing against, I'm reading the comments, are hilarious. You are worthy of it, of course, but it would have been a toss-up. It would have been a toss-up until he also was the guy who came through with the walk-off hit. It has to be Nolan Schanuel. He's your player of the game, and he has been the best player on the Angels for the last month or so. This guy gets on base at will. At will. And I love the comments. Anthony Cueto's been making me laugh. Chicks dig OBP. Chicks dig the on-base percentage now, not the long ball. Gosh darn it. Schanuel been criticized by everyone for the lack of exit velo, for the lack of home runs. We get it. He's a first baseman, so he's supposed to hit for power. He's slow, so he's supposed to hit for power. But dang it, why not just be the most ideal number 2 hitter possible? The guy gets on base at will. The OBP, it's around 400. The average is suddenly, it was like 230. He's hitting 284, guys. 284. The OPS is near 800. And today, he gets on base 4 times in 5 at-bats, gets on via the walk, which he's consistently done his whole career, his whole life, if we're being honest. But the average is there. He's hitting the ball hard. In his last 7 games, the guy is hitting 393. In his last 30 games, 324 with a 434 on base percentage. The guy has been scorching hot, and fortunately, we're actually getting guys on base for him, or we're actually hitting him in. So now it's turning into runs via the RBI or via the runs, via people hitting him in. It's starting to mean more when he gets on base. But tonight he did everything. He did everything. 3 hits, the walk, and the biggest swing of the season for him, in my opinion, a 2-out walk-off RBI in the bottom of the 10th. So without a doubt, he's your player of the game. In any other game, that would be the turning point. But also in any other game, Soriano would be the player of the game, and there would be a bunch of other turning points. So we have a lot to cover in this one. The moral of the story is, shout out to Nolan Schanuel, and I do have to say one more thing. Oh my goodness, was I going to be angry if he didn't come through because of the disrespect that the A's showed him in that 10th inning. In case you missed it, Luis Rengifo bunts. He pops out. It's frustrating. Newman grounds out, able to advance Adele to third. And then with 2 outs and Zach Neto up to bat. I get it. Neto is him. He is him. Another 2 hits for him. He had a great performance himself. And I'm not saying that they should have gone at Zach Neto with fastballs down the middle. But you're telling me that with 2 outs and Zach Neto up, you're not even going to have an at-bat where you throw live pitches? No one says you need to throw fastballs down the middle. But you're not even going to throw off-speed pitches in the dirt and see if he's going to swing, or throw high heat and see if he's going to swing and pop up or something like that. You're going to just intentionally walk Nolan Schanuel. I get it. You've got Zach Neto to get to Schanuel. I get it. You got the lefty. The matchup makes sense. It makes sense. And Zach Neto is a stud. But I'm glad he came through, because you are scorching hot, Nolan Schanuel. You're hitting 393 in your last 7. You're hitting 324 in the last month plus. And you're going to intentionally walk to get to me? Oh, man. Not even throw balls in the dirt to Neto and see if he chases? You got to view that as disrespect. And so I don't care if he doesn't hit the ball hard. I don't care if he doesn't have a huge personality. I don't care if he's really a 2-tool player at most. He's a good fielder. And he obviously has a great, contact bat, but he doesn't give you the power. He doesn't give you the speed. But I don't care if he's not a 5-tool player. That is disrespectful. And I'm so glad he made a statement coming through with 2 outs, and he hits a line drive for a walk-off hit. It was fantastic. Now, we have to get to the other honorable mention, or the honorable mention for player of the game, before we get to the turning point, because there were multiple turning points in this game. Not the walk-off, and arguably not even what Travis d'Arnaud did, right? But we have to first, before we take the break, we have to get to the honorable mention for the player of the game, of course. And it's not Zach Neto who goes 2 for 4 with a walk. It's not what Reid Detmers did. It's not what Travis d'Arnaud did. It's Jose Soriano, of course. The man was unbelievable. The final stat line might not even do him justice. 7 hits, 2 walks, 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts. Back-to-back gems from the Angels' ace and number 2 pitcher. Absolutely perfect. You couldn't have dreamt of a better 1-2 punch here in this A's series. And that's for so many reasons. I said it yesterday coming into the series, and I said it yesterday on the show. This series is massive for the season. And whether it's a season that leads to something we haven't seen in a decade plus, or whether it's just a season that's competitive for the first time in a while, or whether the season blows up, I don't care. And it's just a couple guys gaining confidence this series. This series is massive. 2 starting pitchers in Kikuchi and Soriano that are a part of your immediate future, and then hopefully in your distant future, and Soriano hopefully in your distant future, that have underperformed in recent starts, that you want to come through, that you want to gain confidence because of how shaky the rest of the rotation has been. You need these 2 to be great. And for Kikuchi to be throwing a no-hitter going into the 6th or 7th. For Soriano to be throwing a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. For both of them to get to 7 innings. For Soriano to get 12 strikeouts and do what he did. I don't care if it's the A's. Huge performance by Soriano tonight, coming off a huge performance from Kikuchi yesterday. And it's absolutely awesome to see. He was in the groove. He was handling his pitch count well. He was throwing strikes like he always does. 2 walks is still more than I'd like, but it's a whole lot better than when he walks 5 and relies on double plays to save his outing from being a 6-run outing to a 2 or 3-run outing. Well, guess what? Tonight, he didn't just need the double plays or anything. 12 strikeouts, very few base runners, gives up 1 run, and that was it. Fantastic performance by Jose Soriano. You love to see it. He's still the future of the rotation. He is still the perfect number 2 starting pitcher for this rotation, and it's so great to see. We're going to take our break here. When we come back, we got to get to the other guys who could have had a shout for player of the game. We have to get to 2 guys who have been doubted, have been criticized by people, including myself. I'm going to be honest. 2 guys who came through in some of the biggest moments in this ball game, besides the starting pitcher who was a stud, and besides the guy who hit the walk-off and had 3 hits. I mean, what a game for the Angels, and for a game that was so sleepy for the first 8 innings. Oh, man. This ends up being a huge confidence-boosting team win. We'll talk about the other reasons why after our break here on a fired-up edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Now, on this beautiful Tuesday night, today's show is brought to you by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. If you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free TradeMaster program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the TradeMaster program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. And today's show is also brought to you by Monarch Money. If you ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? I don't know why I said ago. Where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using it, I realized just how much I was spending on food, takeout. I already spend enough on all of my supplements, protein powder galore, pre-workout galore, Gatorade powder galore, protein bars, everything. I go electrolyte tablets. I get all of that fitness stuff. I'm a fitness nut. And then I go out and waste money on food takeout when I'm not consuming powders. So now I budget smarter and save more. And instead of juggling multiple apps, to figure out my budget and the credit score, the this, that, no. I can use Monarch, and you can too, to check your finances, track spending, and even plan your long-term goals. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Back here live, and it feels so good to be back here live on the Locked On Angels Postcast after a win like that. I love it. Give us pistachios. I'm dead. We can't do it every day, guys. We got to do the segments they want me to do. But come on, man. What a win. What a win. It was a snooze fest for the first 7 innings outside of Soriano pitching a gem. And in a couple innings, this turns into a fantastic team win. We already talked about the hero of the game, Nolan Schanuel, 3 for 4 with the walk, but most importantly, that game-winning walk-off RBI single to cap off an unbelievable stretch for him. Arguably his biggest swing of what has been a great season. We talked about that. We talked about Jose Soriano, the honorable mention for player of the game, a no-hitter going into the 6th, 12 strikeouts, 7 innings, 2 hits, just 1 run. He was unbelievable. But there were a few other guys that absolutely have to be mentioned for what they did in this game, because without these guys, the Angels don't win this ball game. And so that's where we go to America's favorite segment.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
It absolutely is the turning point, and I'm going to catch you guys off guard with this. No, it's not even the d'Arnaud home run or the Reid Detmers stellar outing. I'm blanking out here. I'm so excited. The turning point is before the d'Arnaud game-tying home run. It's actually the fielder's choice out in the top of the 8th. Yes, that's where I'm going for the turning point, because in the top of the 8th, you bring in Hunter Strickland to replace Jose Soriano after what has been a gem by him. And you bring in a guy in Hunter Strickland who has been fantastic, right? I felt good seeing Hunter Strickland come into this game. It's unfortunate that you're down 1-0 despite the gem that Jose Soriano gave you, because he did give up a run in the 6th, right? So it's a shame you're losing this game. Your offense is giving you nothing. And now Hunter Strickland comes in. I'm still feeling good about that. And he immediately gives up a leadoff double to Schumann. And you're thinking, uh-oh. You're telling me that Jose Soriano really is going to get the loss after that performance, because Hunter Strickland in the bullpen is going to give up a run or two, and the Angels offense, which hasn't shown you anything, isn't going to be able to tie this game? You're really telling me that Jose Soriano is going to get the loss? And then one of the biggest plays of the game right here, Denzel Clark, who absolutely made the play of the season, in my opinion, with that home run robbery yesterday, comes up, tries to bunt to get I can't even talk right now. Oh my goodness. To get Schumann to third. And I'll be honest, I don't even remember now. Was it a bunt or was it weak contact? I don't even remember at this point. But either way, O'Hoppe grabs the ball and bang, bang play is able to throw it over to third to Luis Rengifo, who tags out Max Schumann. It's been a rough stretch offensively for Logan O'Hoppe. But Alex said, is Gavin drunk? All right, I'm tired, guys. It's 10 p.m. I just got back from the gym. I was on the Stairmaster for an hour watching this game. This game was unbelievable. Thank you. I'm not drunk. JDEE says it. I'm just still excited about the win. Thank you. All right. And it's hard to, I'm not going to explain it anymore. Okay. The moral of the story is it's hard to remember everything that has gone. Gavin has taken too many pre-workouts. You guys are making me laugh here. All right. The moral of the story is O'Hoppe has been going through it offensively, and defensively, it's never been his strong suit, right? So for him to make a good play, it wasn't a stellar play, but it's an above average play to get the ball quickly, to fire it over to third. Schumann was in no man's land. Rengifo's able to tag him out at third. Think about the different scenarios if they don't make this play. Either they throw it to third and don't get the out, and it's runners on the corners with nobody out. The A's are scoring at least one run. It's 2-0, at least, minimum. Say he throws it to first and gets the out there. It's still runner on first, or on third, one out. And I'm thinking, based on how the A's play, they're not great, but they're good at small ball. I think they'd get the sac fly done, unfortunately. And I think it would still be 2-0 A's. But instead, and with the potential of it being more, of course. But instead, O'Hoppe makes the play, Rengifo makes the tag, they get the out at third, and then it's an easy remainder of the inning. Butler lines out, Rooker lines out, and just like that, it ends up being a quick top of the 8th, and that gets you into the bottom of the 8th. And at that point, I'll be honest, I was at the gym. I was on the Stairmaster. I know you guys don't care, but I'm just telling you, giving you the full story here. And I said, oh, the Angels are going to win this game. And that's something else that's different about this team. You tell me if you disagree. You tell me if I'm just way too fired up right now. But the team is different. And at least against the A's. Maybe not against the Padres bullpen, right? Or some of these other bullpens that are red hot right now. But at least against the A's bullpen. And just in general, against an average bullpen, this Angels team can show life at the end of games, more so than they've done in the past, right? So I saw what happened in the top of the 8th, and I said, you know what? I believe we are going to win this game, and I genuinely believe it. This is not me being a homer. This is not me hoping we win it because I said we were going to win it. I think we're going to win this game. And talk about not even having to wait for proof. Wait for evidence. First pitch in the bottom of the 8th, Travis d'Arnaud, the pinch hitter, comes in because they have a lefty on the mound, replaces Scott Kingery, and a first pitch bomb from Travis d'Arnaud. My goodness, the GOAT. Travis d'Arnaud, I was so critical of him. And again, I'm never going to deny it. I wasn't even that critical of him, more so critical of how much we were seeing him play, right? And so for him to come through again with another home run, his third as an Angel, his second ever pinch hit home run, and it's a instant energy boost, because up until that point, like you guys were mentioning in the comment section, The MVP of the crowd was that heckler at home plate, right? You heard him say, "Hey, you're on my fantasy team. I need you to strike out." He was hilarious. But outside of that, there was no energy in the stadium. There was no energy from any of you guys at home watching this game. d'Arnaud hits that ball, and everyone is suddenly going crazy, thinking we're going to win this game, right? Unfortunately, we didn't get any more runs in the inning, but we were fired up. d'Arnaud ties the game. That was a turning point, coming off the turning point in the top of the 8th, which is why that's the ultimate turning point. And then, after we tie the game, we don't take the lead in the 9th. The final turning point, the final honorable mention player, Reid Detmers. He's getting it done, man, in every scenario. And I'm not going to waste today having this conversation, this debate about whether he needs to be in the rotation. Tonight, it's not the time to have it. We've already had a show that's going way over time. We've already had a bunch of conversations. And the moral of the story is the biggest takeaway from this game needs to be not whether or not Reid Detmers needs to be in the starting rotation. The biggest takeaway is he is in the bullpen right now, and he has been stellar in this role, right? It's been an unbelievable stretch from him, whether it's him coming in and us needing 2 innings, right, with nobody on base, or 1 inning with nobody on base, or tonight, or getting a save, right? Or this has got to be the cherry on top, the candle on top of the cake. The fact that he comes in the 10th, runner on second base, the Manfred man on second, and he goes strikeout, ground out to never even put it in doubt whether or not the A's were going to score a run. No doubt they weren't. That is an unbelievable job by Reid Detmers. And so you heard what I said the last time he was stellar. I think it's time. I think he's a better pitcher, starter, and bullpen arm than Jack Kwanowitz right now. But whether he is or not, the moral of the story is he's getting it done in the bullpen, and he arguably is more valuable for this team in the bullpen right now, being a lefty, being as lights out as he's been, than he would be in the rotation. So I like how I said I wouldn't make that conversation right now, and I ended up having it anyway. But the moral of the story is Reid Detmers has been an A-plus reliever. And so right now, I think you leave him in there and let him continue to cook there until signs point otherwise. But the moral of the story is Detmers got it done. Schanuel got it done. d'Arnaud got it done. O'Hoppe, another rough offensive game, but he got it done in the field there in a big opportunity. We know Soriano got it done. I think I said Schanuel already. I'm going to say it again. Schanuel got it done. Zach Neto, 2 for 4. And let's not forget, they intentionally walked him for a reason. He was 2 for 4 with the walk. He has a 282 average. He has the best OPS on the team at 827. So this is a great team win. It really is. Trout 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Does it suck? Yes. Ward 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Does it suck? Yes. Jorge Soler, does he not know how to play baseball anymore? 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts? Yes. Is O'Hoppe still brutal at the plate right now? Another 0 for 4? Yes. But it's still, despite all of that, feels like a team win and a great team win. Because why? Outside of O'Hoppe and maybe Trout, the guys that care most about, they got the job done. Soriano got the job done. Neto got the job done. Schanuel got the job done. You can make the argument right now that because of the skid from O'Hoppe, those are the 3 biggest guys in terms of the future of this team. They got it done. And you got it done. You got the walk-off, and you now have a sweep opportunity, which we can't wait to see. So I'm going to wrap this one up. What a win. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You guys are making me laugh very hard with all these Jim comments all of a sudden saying that, the only thing I'm missing is leg day, a hilarious Swole Patrol, hilarious. You guys are too funny. And I have to say happy birthday, Elon. Shout out to you. He says, thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. I really hope this team can get over 500 soon. Very tough road trip coming up, 4 games against the Yankees, and the Orioles are deceptive. Absolutely. And so we will absolutely talk about that tomorrow after the sweep. All right, let's get the sweep. In case you forgot, it's a 1 p.m. first pitch tomorrow. So the game's going to end around 3:30, something like that. I am 90% sure I'll be able to do the show despite being at work. Been able to work on that or, make that negotiation with my boss and everything. So expect to see me at around 3:45 when the game ends, hoping it's after a win, after a sweep. That record will be 33-34 going into an off day on Thursday and that huge road trip. There's so much more to talk about with this team. Lamont Wade, whether or not the former Giant, that the Giants are my second team. I know plenty about Lamont Wade. Will we see him soon? Chris Taylor, the unfortunate news with him, with the fractured hand on the, the injured list. We'll talk about all that tomorrow as well if we can. So many things today, but absolutely would love for it to all be after a sweep. So I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Let's get this win tomorrow. Huge win today. And as always, go Angels. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.